Okay, so the thing we're going to talk about today is proteins, where to get them from, how much to have, when to have it. When we're setting up a nutrition plan, setting the protein is the first thing that we do. It's the most important thing out of the whole process. Calories, protein comes next. The reason why protein is so important is because it does all the growth and repair of our body. Okay, hair, skin, nails, muscles, and there's loads of things inside your body that are made out of proteins as well, so it's really important. There's lots of different recommendations for protein. I'm not going to go into all of them and why. Generally, with most clients, I shoot for 1 gram per pound of body weight. This means that for someone who weighs 200 pounds, is 200 grams of protein. Now, the way you want to look at this is you could eat your protein in one serving, you're not going to die. However, if we're looking at getting the best result, which I'd always suggest you at least try to get, you would want to spread your protein evenly throughout the day. This is because you want to elevate something called muscle protein synthesis as much as possible. So say this is protein synthesis. Every time you eat protein, it spikes, and then it comes back down, and then you want to eat protein again. So it comes up and then goes back down, and eat protein again. If you only get protein in your evening meal, you would get something like this. Now, this is the thing that we want, not this. Having constantly elevated muscle protein having constantly elevated muscle protein synthesis means that you're going to recover from your workouts better. You're going to grow muscle better. You're going to preserve muscle better. Therefore, it is a great thing to have. Okay, moving on to the amount of protein that we want. Generally, for most people, you would shoot between 30 and 40 grams. That's for an average person. So if you had, for 200 grams of protein, you could do 5 servings of 40 grams. You could do 4 servings of 50 grams, etc. Obviously, if you go above this, it's not going to be optimal. If you go below this, it's not going to be optimal. So you want to shoot around 30 to 40 grams of your servings. So try and split your daily protein intake up into those 30 and 40 grams. Now, moving on to the sources of protein. Where do we get it from? How do we eat it? You've got 2 sources. You've got your lean sources and you've got your fatty sources of protein, okay? Your lean sources of protein are going to be your chicken breast, fish, white fish mostly. You can have prawn, is a low fat option. You can have whey protein. Whey protein is fine, it's just filtered milk, it's low fat, as long as it doesn't cause you a stomach issue. There's no problems having all your protein from whey if you really wanted to. Some dairy options, turkey, 5% mince, and steak. Certain cuts, obviously fillet, rump, alina. Your fatty ones are going to be like lamb, it's going to be like thigh meat, larger percentage mince, salmon, mackerel, oily fish basically. What you want to think about is how that protein fits into your overall calories. Fats aren't the devil. However, you need to remember if you're eating all your protein sources from here, it's likely your calories are going to be high. So you might want to base most of your options around the leaner sources, and then you might want to have these as an occasional thing, maybe 2-3 times a week. If you can fit them into your day, then that's fine, but don't go over your calories just for the sake of it. Okay, vegans. The problem here is that you don't get a full spectrum of amino acids in most vegan products. Some you do. So you've got tofu and tempeh. They're both good quality vegan sources. You've got substitutes. Problem here is they can get quite expensive. I think I spelled substitutes right. Other sources, like your vegetable sources, your beans, your lentils, that kind of thing, what I would suggest that you do is get a good amino acid supplement, and with each one, have 10 grams of essential amino acids. That means that because this isn't a full spectrum amino acid, you don't get that boost in muscle protein synthesis that you want from your complete protein sources. However, the 10 grams of EAA kind of makes up for that problem. The issue you should have with some vegan sources also is that they come with excess carbohydrates and fats. The substitute ones are getting really good at getting rid of that, but just be aware of the calorie total of those things. So in summary, 1 gram body weight, 1 gram per pound body weight, split evenly, 30 to 40 grams per serving. And then remember to check your lean versus fatty sources. Get all that boxed off. That's pretty much everything that you'll need to know about protein. There's obviously some more complicated stuff we could go into later, but those are the basics.